Luke, the first half, like what are you maybe identifying as a root of some of those slower starts?
Yeah, I think firstly, credit to Western Michigan, man, for mixing up looks, being very variant in what they're doing. Big pressure team, and I think they played to attack us. They did, and they did a good job. And some things that that we did ourselves that didn't help us out at all. And so just gotta get better. We're trying to maybe playing conservative. I don't know. Like, we'll figure it out. It's good to to have these moments right now so early because we can figure out where our weaknesses are, our strengths are, and I think we're on the right track for sure. It's good to have that second half to again overcoming resiliency, bouncing back after some struggles for sure. We were frustrated, and credit to them for being really good at what they were doing. Good defense coordinator, good head coach, and but I think we figured it out and going to continue to figure it out.
How does tempo, RPO suit you personally to let you get into a rhythm?
Yeah, I grew up on it in the college football world. I came from a place that's what they do, and so that's kind of how I grew up playing this game. And I think I'm very comfortable doing it, playing backyard football, playing really fast, and it's really hard for defenses to communicate when you do. And so I enjoy it. We've been good in 2-minute situations, not so much this year, but in the past, and it's something I'm very comfortable with. And to be able to, it's so good because defenses really can't communicate a whole lot, and so we'll figure that out. The coaches, are really will do a really good job of identifying whether it was that or something else. But I got to be a lot better for sure. And holistically, as an offense, we got to help our defense out. They played so awesome, and so proud of them. And just a whole lot of getting better to do. It's so exciting to know that. And it's good to be 3-0. Never take winning for granted, that's for sure.
Connected a couple of times with Ashton Hollings. What have you been seeing from him in practice?
Consistency. A guy who's the same person every day, dependable. A guy who has kept his head down and just worked in this program. Been with Coach Lenny for a while, and a man of great faith, a man of great character. And he's rangy, great catch radius. He got speed out there. We put him in for that play because of his speed and his ability to run and to stride, and made 2 great back-to-back plays. And nobody was surprised. He's done it, in practice, and he's banged up last year, 2 shoulders. Really cool to see his resiliency and his character stand out. That was the coolest moment for our whole Southland, I think, all night. Just so excited for him and excited to see where he goes with it.
As much as you can share with us, what were the emotions like? Could you walk us through the emotions of halftime and the conversations that you guys had to have in that moment in that locker room?
Yeah, extremely frustrated. A whole lot of frustration. Because we knew that just wasn't us. We respected what they were doing certainly, and just wasn't playing as one. Weren't really unified. There was one, somebody each play kind of just not clicking or to play good football, it's got to be all 11 guys doing the right thing. And there was too many times where throughout a drive where it didn't happen, and they capitalized on it in that first half. And so frustration for sure, because we know we're better for sure. And starting with me, I got to be better, and across the whole offense. And we know we will. And attacking our weaknesses, moving forward, maximizing our strengths. That's what it's going to be. And we're excited, man. We're excited to keep on playing.
Was there any moment in particular in the second half where you just felt like you'd found the rhythm and things were cooking?
Yeah, I think that first drive for sure. Get the ball, playing fast, and we had them on their heels for the first time, I think. And so we did some good things in the first half for sure. But I think being on the attack and being the aggressor in that second half, you saw the results, I think, for sure. Playing fast and not giving them a whole lot of time to communicate. Our talent's really great, I think, and to be able to use our abilities just to get on the ball and roll off the ball and be physical and be fast. And I think we got a good thing going there. And so, a lot of energy. Nobody was, moping around at halftime for sure. If anything, it was a whole lot of, it was a wake-up call for sure. And so we were frustrated. We weren't upset or sad. We just attacked. We knew that second half was going to be a big one for us.
Were the first half issues, was it like technique-based in communication, or were there some physicality issues? Like, what would you kind of chalk it up to?
Well, again, I said the first thing I said was credit to them. Their coordinator, head coach, defensive background, a secondary guy, and they did a good job mixing up looks, and they're a big-time pressure outfit, and they just mixed it up, and it was hard for us to kind of get things going. So credit to them. I have to go back and watch kind of the exact moments, but I'm sure there were some technique issues here, or a throw by me there, or when we messed up, they maximized a lot on their opportunities. But that bottom line is we got to be more unified, more consistent in our togetherness as we move forward, go play in Big Ten ball, and we're excited, because we're identifying these, mistakes and weaknesses early, and identifying our strengths early too. And so being able to move forward with that, well, I think is a good positive. So we're excited.
Kaden carried a pretty heavy load tonight.
Yeah.
Just what did you like maybe about the way he finished out this game?
Yeah, just the approach, the mentality. He has that eye of the tiger look to him. He's obviously huge, like he's the biggest dude out there. So a guy who wants the ball. He asks for it and he attacks. He's not playing on his heels ever, and you get touched, he's gonna fall forward. And so his abilities are great, obviously, but his approach, his mentality, his look that he has in his eyes, he's got a lot of trust in that. And so been playing for 3 years now. Understands the offense, obviously, and he's a sight. He's scary out there for sure. So he's going to keep on getting better, and did some good things tonight, and he's a force. That's the bottom line. It's not rocket science to know that, and it's good to have him back there with me.
Did that goal line stop going into the half maybe help flip some of the momentum going into the second half?
Yeah, credit to our defense. Just played so well out there. 0 points, like that's so cool. They had our backs today for sure, especially in that first half and the second half, obviously too. But to be able to have a goal line stand, that did a lot for our confidence, our energy, knowing that complementary football is being executed. Kanuna made just an unbelievable stop, and that whole defensive front and secondary, man, they were awesome all game, and so cool to see that. Just to see them play well gives us a lot of confidence for sure, knowing that they got our backs. No matter if we're playing lights out really bad, they're going to play their best, and so they seem very, very prepared out there, and they got a great ability. So it's good to know you got some dudes on that other side of the football that's going to have your back. So it was really cool to see.
Coach talked about a 3rd and 1. I think it was on your second offensive series that Kaden ended up losing a couple yards. They blitzed it, looks like. Do you have autonomy at the line to change out of that, or what was your vantage point on that?
Yeah, I think there was a couple moments. We had a lot of short yardage kind of situations today in the open field, 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1, 2nd and 1s, and there's some calls where there's ability for me to get out of it, but there is some calls too where we've schemed them up. We understand what they're going to do in those short yardage. We know they're going to pressure and being able to roll off the ball and just be physical with Kaden, who's 250. Like, we have a trust in that he's going to do it, but you still got to execute the techniques, obviously, too, and it's more difficult when there's a lot of movement and things like that. So shout out to Western for just doing a good job and playing physical, and we just got to maximize our technique, our focus, and they did a good job disguising too. So there's a lot of times we didn't know what they were doing, and so there's a lot of times where I can check runs and things like that. I've done it for the past 2 games, and sometimes this game too, but a lot of those short yardage calls are like, we got our call going, and like we're gonna get downhill. So start with me, technique, and throughout the whole offense just gotta be better. And they did a good job of mixing it up. So yeah.